I don't know if I'm wrong for feeling this way, but something about what my siblings are asking me to do feels completely unfair, and I can't tell if I'm being selfish or if they're just crossing a line. My mom passed away a few years ago and left the three of us equal money. At the time, it felt straightforward. Everyone gets the same, everyone moves on. But what happened after that is where everything started to change, and now I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm being blamed for something that isn't even my responsibility. And I keep going back and forth in my head trying to figure out if I should stand my ground or if I'm the one who's not seeing this clearly. Part 1. So there are three of us. I'm the youngest. My brother is older, and my sister is the oldest. When we got the inheritance, we all received the same amount. No conditions, no expectations, just equal. At the time, I didn't really do anything big with mine. I saved it. I planned to use it for college and just kept things simple. My brother went in the complete opposite direction. Within months, his money was gone. Partying, drugs, just bad decisions all around. It happened fast, and everyone saw it happening, but no one really stepped in. Then there's my sister. At first, she looked like she was handling things better. She has a partner and a kid, so it seemed like she was being responsible. But then she started spending too. New car, renovations, upgrades to her lifestyle that didn't really match what she actually had. And I remember thinking at the time, it's her money, she can do what she wants. But something about it felt rushed, like she was treating it as if it would always be there. I didn't say anything, I stayed quiet. I focused on my own plan, school, saving, trying to build something stable. And for a while, nothing directly affected me. Everyone just made their own choices, and that was it. Or at least, that's what I thought. Looking back now, I think that was the moment everything started dividing, not just financially, but in expectations. Because I treated my share like something I had to protect, and they treated theirs like something that would somehow be replaced later. And I didn't realize at the time that those two ways of thinking were eventually going to collide. Part 2. So fast forward a bit. My sister's partner gets sick. Not something small, serious enough that it affects their ability to work and bring in money. And suddenly, everything changes. Because now it's not just about what she spent, it's about what she doesn't have anymore. And that's when she came to me. At first, it didn't feel like a demand. It felt like a conversation. She told me what was happening, how hard things were, how they were struggling. And I listened. Of course I did. That's my family. But then the conversation shifted. She started talking about my money. Not directly at first, just bringing it into the situation. Saying things like, "You still have yours, right?" And "You've always been careful." And I answered honestly. I said yes, I still had it. And then she asked how much. And I told her. And that's when it changed. The tone, the way she responded. It didn't feel like she was just asking anymore. It felt like she was calculating something. Then she said it. Not directly asking, but close enough. That I should help. That I should contribute. And I didn't say yes. I just stayed quiet. And that's when the pressure started building. Because she didn't leave it there. She started bringing in my niece. Saying things like, "It's not just about us. It's about her." And, "How could you just watch him be sick?" And that's where it hit me. This wasn't just about helping anymore. This was about making me feel responsible for something I didn't cause. And the more she talked, the more it felt like the situation was being reframed. Like my decision wasn't about my money anymore. It was about whether I was a good person or not. And that's the part that's messing with me. Because it's not just logic anymore. It's guilt. Part 3. And this is where I'm stuck. Because part of me understands the situation. I get that they're struggling. I get that it's hard. But another part of me can't ignore how we got here. We all had the same start, the same opportunity, and we made completely different choices. And now it feels like I'm being asked to carry the result of those choices. Not because I agreed to it, but because I'm the only one who still has something left. And the way she talks about it, it doesn't feel like a request. It feels like an expectation. Like saying no would make me the bad person in the situation. And I keep thinking about what I would even say, because I don't want to start a fight, but I also don't want to give up something I worked to keep. And I realized something I probably should have said earlier, before it even got to this point. Something simple, something clear, like, I understand what you're going through, but this is money I set aside for my future, and I'm not comfortable giving it away. Not aggressive, not emotional, just direct. Because the longer I stay quiet, the more it feels like I'm agreeing without saying anything. And once that happens, it's harder to take it back. And I think that's the part people don't realize. You don't lose control in one big moment. You lose it in small moments where you don't speak up. And now I'm here, trying to figure out if this is one of those moments. So I'm still sitting with it, because nothing about the situation has actually changed, just the way it feels now. I keep going back to the same point. We all started in the same place, but somewhere along the way, that stopped mattering. And now it feels like I'm being asked to carry something that was never mine to begin with. And I think that's the part that's hard to explain without sounding like I don't care, because I do, just not in the way they expect. So I don't know. If you were in this position, would you help because it's family? Or would you hold your ground even if it changes how they see you? Because right now, it feels like either way, something doesn't go back to how it was. And if you've ever been in a situation like this, where something felt off but no one else seemed to see it, this is exactly what we focus on here. Real situations like this, the kind that don't come with clear answers, but still force you to decide. I'm honestly curious what you'd do.